Why hello to all you miniatures fans out there on the internet, it's me, Doc Eon, coming to you on a Monday again. This time the Monday the 26th of October 2020. Coming up on Halloween. And now these first minis are not Halloween themed, don't worry, there's more coming. These are actually the half-orcs from Stonehaven that I started, I think 2 weeks ago, and have finally gotten done. They are really cool, interesting figures with a lot of character to them, a lot of detail, and I really like these. A lot of interesting sculpting choices, a lot of details that I wouldn't have thought of adding. So yeah, and I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. However, they are not the only thing I finished this week. Let's see what else is in store. And look at what we have here. Another batch of Halloween themed minis. The final ones for this year. Finished a few days ahead of Halloween, in fact. Up front we have the Witch Elise. Now some of these have a little shine to them still, but I left that on the varnish. Because there's a lot of black on some of these, and the gloss actually helps that pop and gives it some extra highlights for free. Then we have the Mouselings. We have the Witch Mouseling. And we have the Ghost Mouseling dressed as a ghost. Simple enough. Then we have this more slightly elaborate model, Rot Patch the Pumpkin Golem, with a few extras added to his base. Oops. And well, you can sort of say he's Halloween themed because it's an undead, it's a spectral being. I already finished this guy. I started him last week, and this is simply the translucent blue plastic with some very few layers of paint added onto it. It's like a wraith of some sort. And yeah. So, that was a few more finished minis than last week. Pace is increasing. Almost got everything done that was started 2 weeks ago. So, I'm pretty pleased with the progress. So here's the stuff that from last week that did not get done completely by this week. We have the snake person, and we have the snake. As you can see, they have been dry brushed a lot, and I'm going with kind of a red theme here. Different reds, a brighter red here and a duller one here, because that's sort of what's in this artwork. Sort of rust red on this main snake body. The thing I don't like about this artwork is that you cannot really tell the skin and the cloth apart. They're both kind of a gray. And of course the underside of the tail. They're all the same light gray color. I mean, some of it is a gray and some of it is a tan gray, but that difference is not really visible to the eye. So I'm gonna try to think of ways to vary that up more. And this is like pre-wash, so everything is gonna get darkened down. It's not going to be this yellow, bright yellow. I'm going to put more red into it, and I'm not sure about the head. I'm not sure about anything here, really. I'm just playing it by ear, and we'll see if it works out. I might repaint them completely. I seldom do that, but it has happened that I've been unhappy with a paint job or paint scheme and gone back and redone it completely. Not often, once in 100. If that, but it does happen. Hopefully not this time. So I've primed, as in based, prepped and primed the next batch of minis in this sort of light brown green mostly. The primer hasn't taken perfectly. There's some sharp edges where I might need to go in and put another coat on. And I had some trouble, especially this mini had a amazingly bad mold line running down the center of it. You can still see some of it in the fur area there where I didn't want. Thing is, if I scrape or file too much there, it'll take away all the texture. So I'm kind of stuck, you know. It went straight across his hair here, where I have filed, down this hand, which now looks way too smooth compared to how, you know, you can see the musculature of his left hand, but the top of the right hand looks completely smooth. That's because I had to file away that mole line, unfortunately, and yeah, still some touch-up to do. But anyway, these are mostly prepped. I'll do those touch-ups later today, and then I can start painting these tomorrow. And the big snake, yeah, I haven't gotten around to it because, well, I've cleaned it off. I went over the few mole lines there were, and then I gave it a good wash with warm water and washing up liquid. Put it to one side. I'll start that soon. I have to figure out what order to do the various parts in. Also, all of my primers are now unable to go through the airbrush because they've thickened too much. Whenever I pour some in the airbrush cup, it sort of gets stuck, and then I sort of whisk around and brush in it, and I can find that it's gone all stringy. So yeah, I gotta stop buying these huge bottles because I don't use it up quickly enough. It goes bad. So either I'll go down. These are like 200 milliliter bottles. They have two other sizes. There's a 60 milliliter, which is like a fourth of this, and then there's the really small 17 milliliter, which is like a normal paint bottle. Don't know which one I should use, but maybe the 60 will be okay because it's, you know, less expensive per mil, and I can probably use up one of those before they're done. But then on the other hand, I like to have a large variety of colors in my primers, so maybe I should go with the smallest bottles, honestly. Anyway, that's an issue for the future. I'll think about it. Moving on. And there's a package delivery this week as well. This one is one of these flat little boxes from Hassle-Free Miniatures. And, oh look, it contains some candy as a bonus. I placed an order specifically because I think I mentioned a while back that I'm painting some figures for one of my current campaigns that I'm GMing. One of the players is playing a dwarf with a sword, and there's a distinct lack of dwarves with swords. I have one old Reaper mini that I'm using for him right now. I couldn't find any others. I couldn't find any newer dwarves from Reaper. They all have axes or hammers. So I went to Hassle-Free and I found they have two dwarves, the Duke of Khazard and this guy whose name is not on the label. He's called something else. And they're perhaps a bit too armored up for the character I'm thinking of. Like this one is huge plate armor and a huge two-handed sword. This one is, well, also he's wielding the sword two-handed. He's not using a shield, at least, I think. It's a little unclear. But anyway, I'm going to paint these up as options. And to round out the order, I liked this guy, Lord Cargul, he was just a big armored badass with a big axe. Probably an evil type, and a couple of monsters. The griffin, which is not a griffin, it's a humanoid with wings. It's like an Arakocra from D&D. And the Hogman, which is what it sounds like. It's a big ogre-like dude who has a pig's head. Well, to not let these lie around too long, I'm actually going to prep all 5 of these minis for next week and start painting them. And with the pace I'm painting right now, maybe that's enough. So as a backup, in case I need more projects, I picked out another baggie from the Star Hat Duck Miniatures. This is another 4 guys, and these are all kind of barbaric. I mean, this one, you know, has the snake helmet you might recognize from a famous movie. This one is carrying it to an axe in a pose similar to Thing's painting. Oh, these fell out. This one is kind of just wearing a bare-chested with a big sword and a cloak, like a barbarian. This is some sort of barbaric sorcerer or wizard duck. These are all kind of Conan-esque, if you might say so. And you know, they're always rather fun and quick to paint up, these ducks. So that's the upcoming projects. And with that, this episode comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Click like, subscribe, share, comment, and above all, be back next week on the same day, same channel, same Doc Eon. But for now, I'm signing off.